Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, daughter.
Yeah.
Whatever. Hi. It is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of you out there. Hopefully you have a great Mother's Day. This is my best Mother's Day yet. It was full of surprises and great things. So I'm hoping this is the first of many great Mother's Days. Okay, so this is day 12 of the Mother
Daughter
21 day
devotional
challenge.
or
Yay.
journey.
Yes. So today's devotional is about
Integrity.
Okay. Am I reading?
Your
I'll read
character really shows through in a crisis. When bad things happen, do you try to put your best face forward? Or do you put the sulky face forward? Daniel and his friends were captives in a foreign land. Not an ideal situation, right? Yet they didn't complain or turn into mindless zombies. Instead, they kept their cool and their integrity. When you face a tough situation, being cut from the team,
I can't remember that.
getting strict rules from your parents, being dumped by a guy, or left out by your friends, do you sulk or stay strong?
Strong. My muscles strong. Stay strong. Okay. All right. So today we're going to read Daniel 1. And we're going to start.
During the third year of King Jehoiakim's reign in Judah, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon came to Jerusalem and besieged it. The Lord gave him victory over King Jehoiakim of Judah and permitted him to take some of the sacred objects from the temple of God. So Nebuchadnezzar took them back to the land of Babylonia and placed them in the treasure house of his God. Then the king ordered Ashpenaz, his chief of staff, to bring to the palace some of the young men of Judah's royal family and other noble families who had been brought to Babylon as captives. Select only strong, healthy, and good-looking young men, he said. Make sure they are well-versed in every branch of learning, are gifted with knowledge and good judgment, and are suited to serve in the royal palace. Train these young men in the language and literature of Babylon. The king assigned them a daily ration of food and wine from his own kitchens. They were to be trained for 3 years, and then they would enter the royal service. Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah were 4 of the young men chosen, all from the tribe of Judah. The chief of staff renamed them with these Babylonian names. Daniel was called Belteshazzar. Hananiah was called Shadrach. Mishael was called Meshach. Azariah was called Abednego. But Daniel was determined not to defile himself by eating the food and wine given to them by the king. He asked the chief of staff for permission not to eat these unacceptable foods. Now God had given the chief of staff both respect and affection for Daniel. But he responded, I am afraid of my lord the king, who has ordered that you eat this food and wine. If you become pale and thin compared to the other youths your age, I am afraid the king will have me beheaded. Daniel spoke with the attendant who had been appointed by the chief of staff to look after Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Please test us for 10 days on a diet of vegetables and water, Daniel said. At the end of the 10 days, see how we look compared to the other young men who are eating the king's food. Then make your decision in light of what you see. The attendant agreed to Daniel's suggestion and tested them for 10 days. At the end of the 10 days, Daniel and his 3 friends looked healthier and better nourished than the young men who had been eating the food assigned by the king. So after that, the attendant fed them only vegetables instead of the food and wine provided for the others. God gave these 4 young men an unusual aptitude for understanding every aspect of literature and wisdom, and God gave Daniel the special ability to interpret the meanings of visions and dreams. When the training period ordered by the king was completed, the chief of staff brought all the young men to King Nebuchadnezzar. The king talked with them, and no one impressed him as much as Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. So they entered the royal service. Whenever the king consulted them in any manner requiring wisdom and balanced judgment, he found them 10 times more capable than any of the magicians and enchanters in his entire kingdom. Daniel remained in the royal service until the first year of the reign of King Cyrus.
That's a lot in there. So that was really good. So it's really interesting because we're talking about integrity. And with integrity, we see Daniel and his friends, they actually ate what God told them to eat. And I think because they ate actually what God told them to eat, that helped them to even think better. So that sounds interesting, doesn't it, Samantha?
Yes, mommy.
So when you look at your diet and what you eat,
Okay,
it
but
can
I
actually
do.
make you think better in eating some of those things. So integrity, we have to do what God tells us to do. Anyway, that was a long scripture, but it came out of Daniel, the first chapter. Really good information about doing what God says and having wisdom as you're doing that. So we thank God for the devotion.
Yep.
Mother-daughter day. I actually got to talk to my mom. I'm glad she's still with us and she's here. A lot of people don't have their mother with them. So I know this may be a difficult time for some of you, but I would say think about the good times with your mom if she's gone. And if you have any female relatives around, call them. Samantha was calling some of my aunts and talking
They're
to
my
them
aunts
today.
too, not just hers.
My aunt, her great aunts. So yes, aunts too. All right. Did I sound mean? Anyway. All right. We're out.
Do you, boo?
We are halfway. We're at the halfway mark, I think. 12 and 12 is 24. So almost halfway. So
This is 21-day challenge.
Ooh, yeah, we're more than halfway then. Yeah, good. Yay. All right, 21-day challenge. So we'll talk to you later. Have a great Sunday. And we are going to relax for the rest of Mother's Day.
Bye.
Bye.